The following program, although edited for television, still may contain some objectionable material. The producers feel that alone should be enough to make you stay tuned to this channel.
This authentic early American bee smoker worth $9.84, or any one of these other exciting, nearly great prizes might be taken home by our contestants. And we have something horrendous in store for their unfortunate loved ones. All this and much, much less tonight on The Cheap Show. And here's the host of The Cheap Show, the only man we could find who works as cheap, a man who actually believes that his check is in the mail, Mr. Dick Martin.
Good evening. Good evening. God. You're going to hit me one day with that. Good evening and welcome to The Cheap Show. It looks like we have a perfect audience tonight. They look as cheap as we are. To give you some idea how cheap they are here, some stars get a limousine. I got a bicycle. I did. All in all, they go to very little expense to bring you this show. And you may see some pretty ugly things happen here tonight. But remember, it's all in fun and no one gets hurt. Now, posing as our celebrities tonight are these folks. These folks here who had nothing better to do for a half an hour. The talented, award-winning actress who had no idea how little she would be paid tonight, Miss Rita Moreno. And the man we told as little as possible about this show, David Doyle. Where's our third celebrity?
That's right, Dick. Henry Ford was supposed to be with us tonight, but he said that the change in his pocket added up to more money than we offered to pay him. Back to you, Dick.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to see old Hank. Huh?
Could I have a moment with you, please? Didn't you forget somebody, Dick?
I guess you're right. Ladies and gentlemen, our hostess, the wonderful and beautiful Fillmore.
It's Wanda.
Wanda.
And she's our lovely hostess this evening. Dick. Would you like to meet our first contestant?
I feel somewhere I've lost control. My goodness, I'd like to meet our first contestant.
Okay, Dick. This is Marta Shell.
Marta Shell.
Sometimes she's a snake, but most of the time she's a belly dancer.
Well, which are you right now?
Right now I'm a Middle Eastern dancer, Dick.
Middle Eastern dancer?
I was mostly a snake in the past.
Were you really?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Well, because I have a memory. You see, I was a snake all my life and I was changed.
You remember being a snake?
Of course.
Is that a fact? Where were you a snake?
I was a snake in Lebanon.
In Lebanon you
That's
were a
right.
snake?
Yes.
Is that well? What the hell is that? That's Henry Ford. He's here.
Jeff Newman Dick. He's a professional gate crasher. He said that if we didn't put him on the show, he'd be here anyway.
Well, right. I got to tell you, he's big enough to get in anywhere he wants to. Hello there.
How you doing?
How do you crash gates mostly?
Well, sometimes I get in there, and if they say you can't come in, I wear a costume that'll allow me to go in one way or another.
Aha.
I have a little example here.
Okay.
Now, you wear something like this, but you want to get into the wrestling matches. You go up to the guy and go, I'm in the third match. See, that's why.
Wait a minute, I think there's a ship coming through. Yes.
It's time to play our game after our commercial after this.
What did she say? It is time to explain our game, and I do it, except I don't know how to play. Why don't you explain it to him, Lila?
You sure did. Okay, this is our first round, and we call it most of the time round one. And in this round, the questions are worth 1 point each. Dick will ask our celebrities a question. You will then decide who has the right answer. If you pick correctly, you and your loved one will share a prize. But if you're wrong, we'll take a cheap shot at your loved one. The first team to score 20 or more points will go into our semi-colossal prize, Sweet Six Finale.
Finale.
Yeah. Okay, now we have
Right.
Marta's loved one is Jono Kusawunawan.
I'll bet you $1 that's not even close.
Oh, it's very close.
Is it really?
In fact, it's exactly right.
I'll be darned.
He can tie himself in a knot.
I just heard about that, and I'd kind of like to see that. Can you really tie yourself in a knot?
Sure, if you want to see it.
Oh, I'd love to see it. How about it? I haven't seen anyone do this in a week. That's beautiful, Jono.
Dick, we also have Jeff's brother Stuart.
You know what that is? That's time for you to put on your cheap show goggles and get into the pit. Personally, I don't know why they're willing to go in there. But maybe they like to have ugly things happen to them. We'll see in a moment. Okay, could I have the first question there, Wanda?
It's Wanda, Dick,
Wanda.
and here I am.
Thank you.
Now, Marta, but you won the toss backstage, but you get to go first.
Marta goes first. Okay, gang, here it is. The category is old Egyptians. As far back as 5200 BC, the ancient Egyptians
Easy
were...
for you to say.
Yeah. The ancient Egyptians were bending over doing something that millions of Americans still enjoy today. What were these ancient Egyptians doing? I can't wait to hear Rita's answer on this. Oh, dear.
Oh, I had at least 3 answers, but I don't dare. Nice Puerto Rican girls don't say those things. They were tying their own shoelaces.
They were tying their own shoelaces. That makes a lot of sense.
The fact is that the Egyptians contributed very sophisticated methods of agriculture which have been passed on to subsequent cultures. You're right. And that's right. And as a matter of fact, they were tending their own gardens.
They were tending their own garden. That makes a lot of sense. David, what do you think?
Strangely enough, not to be confused with bocce ball or anything like that.
Okay.
That was, believe it or not, the beginning of bowling.
Bowling in the sand. How about that? Okay, David says bowling, and Rita says they were tending their gardens. Marta, is it Rita or David?
No, there was a lot of gardening going on there, and the bowls, they would have rolled into one of my snake holes, so I would say it's Rita Moreno.
Okay, let's find out who has the real answer. How about that? David Doyle has the correct answer.
Pretty snaky of me to
Very sneaky. Jeff, you get the points. Martha, your loved one, gets the punishment. Green swamp slime. I kind of liked seeing him do that when he was tied in the knot down here. Anyway, that's the loser's reward, and I'm sure that Polly, the prize lady, must have something just a little better for the winner. Let's see.
That's right, Dick. When your sink stops up, what do? Call a plumber, get out the plunger, Well, we've made sure that you'll never have to worry about that again because you've won a spare sink. It's peace of mind from the thoughtful folks at the Cheap Show. Total value, $4.85. Now back to you, Dick.
What we need here is a real fast recap. Take it away.
1-0.
By golly, that's real fast. And we don't know who's got the 1 or the 0, though.
Jeff.
Jeff. Well, we don't know whether he's got the 1 or the 0.
Jeff has the 1 and Marty has the 0.
Okay. Could we have the second question,
I
please?
don't mind if we did.
Thank you. You've got a secret place down there.
Huh?
Oh, fine. Okay. This is your question, Jeff. And the category is double of nothing. Double of nothing. If Tom Thumb had a clone and one stood on the other's head, how tall would they be? If Tom Thumb had a clone and they stood on each other's head, how tall would they be? David.
Tom Thumb
Tom Thumb.
with a clone. I think it would be, about 8 hangnails. No, it has to be much bigger than that because Tom was bigger than a thumbnail. Tom, that would be about 2 Paul Williamses and 3 inches, about 6 feet 3.
6 feet 3.
That's about.
The two of them, 6 feet 3.
Hanging on each other.
Okay, Rita, what do you think?
Oh, it's not very tall, obviously. Actually, I would say 6 feet 8 inches.
6 feet 8 inches. This is the closest one we've ever had, Jeff. I will recap. I'll recap.
It's a tough one.
I'll recap and better
It's
and
a
see.
tough one. Give the man the benefit of the doubt.
The man knows of what he speaks. Rita says 6 feet 8 inches, and David said 6 feet 3 inches.
Oh,
Go with
golly.
David.
You're going with David. Let's find out who has the real answer. The correct answer. Marty, you get the points. Jeff, your loved one gets the punishment. You can believe it or not, was the twin cake dump.
Do you know that I heard your brother Stuart, your brother Jeff saying I loved it?
That's right.
I just want you to
Some
know.
brother there.
I don't want a tummel or anything.
I can't wait to hear what the prize is for this nonsense.
That's right, Dick. We're sending you to an enchanting island in the Pacific. That's right. We'll pay for your one-way ticket to Balboa Island, approximately 500 yards at sea. You'll cruise in semi-luxury aboard the Balboa Island ferry, which, by the way, has no other interesting features worth mentioning. A trip to paradise worth 45 cents.
Some of the contestants on The Cheap Show will receive new Rough It by Z-Brick, ready-to-use acrylic sculpture coat for dramatic walls and ceilings. Now you can create deep textures like a professional. And natural-style Mott's applesauce, a special apple blend without added sugar or preservatives, for the calorie-conscious or those preferring natural foods. Plus St. Mary's crisp, easy care sheets and pillowcases in handsome traditional patterns and soft, pretty colors to complement any decor.
Jeff and Marta are tied at 1 point each. Tell us about round 2.
Well, it's called round 2. And in this round, we'll ask one question, and the question is worth 20 points. The first one to score 20 or more plays the bonus round.
Well, that makes sense to me. Is that all, Lena?
No, it's Wanda, dear.
Wanda.
Flip coins to see who goes first.
Okay, by me. We just happen to have one right here. This is a biggie. Okay, let's see. Marta, you get heads. Jeff, you get tails. Ready to go? Okay, here we go. What is it?
It's heads.
It's heads! Okay. It's heads. Martha gets to answer the question. Could I have the third question, darling?
I sure would, dear.
Thank you. Okay, the third question, and the category is dynamic duos. Dynamic duos. Together, they weigh 1,500 pounds, and they have been trained to ride mini-cycles. What are they? Aha!
These were two baboons, trained baboons with an Italian circus. I believe it was an Italian. I might be wrong on the nationality,
right,
but they were trained baboons.
They were trained baboons.
Yes.
Okay, Rita, what do you say?
It's the McCary twins.
The McCary twins?
Yep.
My goodness gracious, there's a choice for you, Marta. David says it's, what did you say, David?
Trained baboons.
Trained baboons. And Rita said it's the McCary twins. Is it David or is it Rita?
Rita Moreno, you're my lady.
It's Rita. Let's find out who's right. Rita Moreno has the correct answer. Martha, you get the point. Jeff, your loved one, gets the punishment. That's the Russian Red Ravage. Well,
very attractive.
Congratulations, Marta. Marta, you've won, and here's your prize.
That's right, Dick. You won the Cheap Show Fashion Package. A generous assortment of ugly ties. This pair of mangy old peg pants, and last but not least, this pair of dirty white bucks. Just like the ones Debbie Boone's father wears. So be out of place, any place. Total retail value of these wardrobe extras, $8.50. Now back to you, Dick.
Well, thank you. Jeff, you and your brother have been marvelous guests. I can't wait to see and hear more about how you crash gates. And in the meantime, we have some marvelous prize for you, some great parting gifts. So thank you for being with us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. What are you looking at there?
It's time for a commercial.
How can you tell? You don't have a watch. Our congratulations to Marta and Jono. You've survived. And the punishments are all over, and you get to play now in our semi-colossal prize sweepstakes finale. And this is the part of the show our producers can't stand because they have to come up with some money to give away real prizes here. These are real ones, so play well and get your revenge. All right, now you see all these numbered holes? Right here, they correspond to the numbers on our prize board over there. And here's what happens, because good old what's-his-name is going to tell us about some of the fantastic things that are available today.
It's the Viking 16-foot fold-down camper. It's rugged yet light, low, and easy to load. The little gas or another great camper from Viking, or a brand new television set. This computer-built 2 solid-state Toshiba black stripe features table, teletune, remote control, touch sensor tuning, lighted channel indicator, all in a simulated walnut green cabinet from Toshiba.
It's amazing. Charlie, he talks in shorthand. Okay, let's meet the little fellow who helps give away the prizes, the internationally acclaimed Oscar the Wonder Rodent. And this is Roger, Oscar's guard. He is the security guard. Everything all right with Oscar? Okay, Roger. Here's the way it works. Roger will carefully place Oscar the Wonder Rodent in the right here in the prize launch area. And right there in the middle, we'll spin the wheel. I'm getting so excited, I can't wait to see where he's going next. Whichever hole Oscar chooses to hide in, you'll get the prize that matches that hole. You got it? Now, before we start, you should have some ESP going, because if you can guess what hole he's going down first, you will get the grand prize.
You're right, Dick, an all-new Chevy Chevette 4-door hatchback. The new rear doors make it easy to get into the back seat where you'll find lots of leg room. The Chevette four-door hatchback has the comfort and convenience you want in a small car by Chevy Chevette.
Okay, Marta. Marta and Jono, what hole do you think he's going in? Number 10. Okay, if he goes into number 10, you not only get the prize from the board, but you get the grand prize. Here we go. Roger, the Wonder Rodent, please. Here we go. There goes Oscar. There goes Oscar. What's the prize on number 10?
They just won the grand prize.
It's a luggage weekend in Las Vegas.
Cute, Wanda. Both the grand prize and luggage and Las Vegas. Lightweight and strong American Tourister luggage. A pretty piece of protection for your clothes. Will get on a bus to Buffalo or a jet to Jamaica. You've traveled first class with American Tourister. And the Maxim Hotel. A luxurious, shining new face in the heart of Las Vegas. 17 stories of the most elegant hotel on the famed Las Vegas Strip. The Maxim Hotel Casino.
Well, I hate to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to tell you this, but our producer just shot himself. He just lost the car. I'd like to say goodbye to Marta and Jono, and you've been marvelous, and you've won some nice prizes. And to David, Doyle, and Rita Moreno, beautiful. Roger, beautiful. The wonderful Zelda. This is Dick Martin. Remember, it's not whether you win or lose. It's how much it costs you. See you next time.
Some of the contestants on the Cheap Show will receive car wax, perfect for our grand prize car or your own car. Simonize, the first great name in car waxes. Available in pre-softened and liquid form. There are shines, and there are Simonized shines. And a 22-piece Master Mechanic multi-drive socket set, complete with fitted box. Exclusively from True Value hardware stores. And La Machine by Molinex, the incredible food preparation system from France. It's like having a professional chef right at your side. Also appearing on the Cheap Show were Janelle Price, Cheryl Bernheim, Roger Chaplin, Joe Baker, and Billy Beck. I'm your chief announcer, Charlie O'Donnell.
Next match game PM. Gene Rayburn gets romantic.
Have you ever tried to blank in a revolving door?
Gets caught by Charles Nelson Riley, Ed Asner, Brett Summers, Valerie Bertinelli, Nipsey Russell, and Patty Dugas.
What does making love mean, Daddy? Well, I'm getting such a headache.
It's all in fun on Match Game PM.
That's tomorrow night at 7:30 here on Channel 7.
Watch out, New York.
Don't miss 2 big hours of game show fun with money and prizes galore every weeknight from 8 to 10, starting tonight. See Tic-Tac-Toe, You Don't Say, Let's Make a Deal, and Tell the Truth. Night games, 8 to 10 p.m. this fall.
You're gonna see just how good it can be. How good it can be. With 11 alive.
Tomorrow on 31 Days of Halloweenings on my YouTube channels.
now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by News.X, America's leading spray deodorant. The lotion spray deodorant created by Dr. Jules Montagnier, world-famous cosmetic chemist. Now, let's all play What's My Line?
Now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the popular star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And tonight, about to come in, substituting for Desi Arnaz, a man whose wit has not lost its sharp edge in all the years he's been entertaining, Mr. Fred Allen.
During the month of February, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate the birthdays of three famous men, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and Jack Benny. Now, today, Lincoln has his head on the penny, Washington has his head on the $1 bill, and Jack Benny has his hands on all of the rest of the money. And here is a young lady who has mentioned Jack Benny's name many times in a syndicated column, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
You've forgotten about me, Fred. No, I'd like to introduce someone I know you'll be very glad to welcome back. He has just returned from sunny California and the great Northwest with the most marvelous tan, our own Bennett Cerf.
I didn't realize how smart you all were until I watched you in California last week. And the silver-tongued gentleman, panel moderator, who keeps the pace going, is now about to make his great entrance, itty-bitty-witty John Charles Daly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And panel, I've got great news for you. Now we come to the special feature of our show, the appearance of our mystery celebrity. I must ask the panel to put their masks on with dispatch, since time is running out very rapidly. I will get the scoreboard back to the beginning. As you know, in this particular part of the program, we go to a different form of questioning. My friends on the panel ask one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And the masks are all in place, are they, panel?
Yes, Mr.
Good. Will you come in, Mystery Challenger, and sign in, please? Panel, as you know, with respect to our mystery guest, we dispense with the usual formalities and get right down to that one question at a time, which will begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
I don't think this is my big evening, John. Are you in the movies?
What's my line?
Oh, I'd say so.
That classic game tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.